Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. This sequence is going to be for intermediate level because we're going to be doing a lot of heart openers, getting into the back, preparing us for a few back bends. I like to call them heart openers because I feel like it's the front body you need to open a lot in order to create that beautiful wheel or that bridge pose. So it's going to be a little bit faster pace. There's going to be some poses in here that maybe you're not ready for. Modify or stay with the previous one if you're working in that beginner to intermediate level. Knowing that we're going to be going into the low back, if you have any low back issues, modify or even take a break when you need to. Know your limits. Most importantly, listen to your breath. So with this little back bend flow, we're going to start in a seated position. You might want to have a prop handy. I know I like to use my blanket, especially when I'm working on heart openers. So come to a seated position, whether it be on your knees, on a cushion, whatever you would like, and we'll start there. So closing your eyes. Allow yourself to come into the room, onto your mat, and into your body. Taking in your surroundings, just allowing yourself to become more present. Tuning into your breath, just acknowledging where it is now. Notice the depth, the length, any pausing, any holding. Then start to set an intention for your practice. Maybe be a little bit more open, a little bit more mindful, a little bit more compassionate for yourself. Whatever your intention is, bring that to your mind's eye. Holding on to that, allow your hands to come to your heart center. We'll set that intention as we open this practice with one Om. Take a full inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, let the hands come back down to the sides. Start to grow your breath. Engage in that Ujjayi pranayama as you become comfortable. And continue to build that breath. And knowing through this practice, especially when we're doing heart openers or back bends, we tend to hold our breath or shorten it. So really use your breath today. Let that breath be your guide as how deep to go or how deep to go. Breathing into it. Using that breath each time. Wherever you are in that breathing cycle, exhale fully. Let the chin come to the chest. Let those eyes blink open. Go ahead and lift the chin. Come to a seated position in a cross-legged position if you're not there already. Inhale, take those arms up. As you exhale, rotate, right hand comes behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Big inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, look over that front shoulder. Inhale brings you up. As you exhale, right arm down by the side, left arm reaches. Big inhale there. Exhale, lean it over toward the right. Inhale brings you up. And as you exhale, fold it forward. Shoulder blades drawn to back. Inhale, lengthen, press the chest forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lifts the heart. So you exhale, walk it back. Inhale, takes the arms up. Exhale, hands behind the back and underneath the fingers. Inhale, open the chest, maybe lift the chin. And exhale, release that down. Switching the crossing of your legs, left foot in front. Inhale, takes the arms up. Exhale, rotate to the left. Sitting up nice and tall, big inhale lifts the heart. Exhale, look over that front shoulder. Inhale, takes those arms up. Exhale, left hand down. Big inhale, open up that right side. And then as you exhale, lean it over to the left. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, fold it forward. Pressing into those hands. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, folding any little bit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk it back. One last time. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands behind the back and underneath the fingers. Inhale, open the chest, lift the chin. And exhale, release that. Go ahead, roll forward onto hands and knees. Finding your a foundation for your hands, and then taking your legs, straightening them, coming into plank. Draw in through that lower belly, finding some heat and strength. Press into the hands. Tailbone drops toward those heels as those inner thighs spiral up. Looking to the top of your mat. One more full inhale. And as you exhale, lowering down knees or toes all the way to the floor. So once you're on the floor, we're going to do in Sphinx pose to begin. So walk those hands forward. Elbows are going to be slightly in front of those shoulders, but your elbows are at least shoulder width apart. Ground down through the toes, lengthen the tailbone, lift the chest, press into the elbows, and now imagine you're going to draw your chest forward as you draw those elbows back toward your hips. Shoulder blades draw onto the back. Lower belly slightly lifts up. Using your breath here, grounding through the toes. Good, one more full inhale here. Exhale. Either stay with this pose or start to press into those hands, straightening the arms. Elbows keep drawing back. Shoulders draw down, making sure they're not creeping up toward the ears. Neck is long. Good, one more full inhale. Exhale, release it down. Good, bend the elbows to the side, release all the way to the floor. Take those arms, reach them back toward your feet. Slide your feet toward one another slightly. Lengthen the tailbone. Then ground down through the toes. Inhale, shoulders roll back. Exhale, hands hover. And then keep grounding down through the toes and make those legs nice and active. And then use those glutes and hamstrings. Hover those feet toward the ceiling. Front body lengthens forward. Back body lifts toward the ceiling. Check in with that breathing. One more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, slowly release. Exhale, turn your head to one side. Take a moment. Check in. Notice if you're finding that compression in the low back. Engage the glutes, lengthen the tailbone. Draw in through that lower belly. Back to center. Bring those hands forward so the hands are just right by the shoulders. Ground down through those hands, ground down through the toes. Shoulders roll back, elbows draw in, press into the hands, come to a baby cobra. Elbows draw back, heart draws forward, very similar to Sphinx pose, but now you're pressing into those hands slightly, really drop the tailbone toward those heels. Ground the toes into the floor. Big inhale, and exhale, lower. Turn your head to the opposite side, take a couple breaths, relax the low back. Inhale, come back to center. Repeat that previous one if you felt that that was your limit. Working on that upper back, working on those muscles. It's a little tiring, yes, it's a little hard, but working those muscles to help you open up as you go along. Hands ground down. Slide them back slightly so that they're equal with your shoulders or just equal with your armpits. Ground down into those toes. Shoulders roll back, elbows draw in, and then inhale, lifts the chest. Exhale, press the tailbone down toward the heels. Shoulders roll back, neck grows long, being mindful not to squeeze in here. Open it up. Belly draws in. Good, one more full inhale. And exhale, lower. Good, turn your head to one side. Take a moment there. Checking in with your breath, with your upper back, slowing it down. And then going into upward dog here. So coming back to center. Ground through those hands. You're going to slide those hands back a little bit more. Pressing down, ground the toes. Inhale, shoulders roll back. Exhale, start pressing into the hands, and then straighten the legs. Roll the shoulders back, tops of the feet press down, hands press down, shoulders roll back while you lengthen that tailbone toward your heels. Lift up through the chest, gaze is forward. Good, 2 more full breaths. Keep engaging the legs, 1 more full inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly lower it all the way back to the ground. Good, turn your head to one side, release those hands, find your breath. Check in with that back body. Check in with the front body. And then from here, hands by the side, tuck the toes, press it back. Knees, hips to heels, child's pose. Lengthen out through those hands, let the chest drop between the thighs, find your breath, let your forehead drop to the floor. Keep drawing in through the lower belly, keep reaching out through those fingertips so there's some activity in the arms, creating some traction along the spine, lengthening it out. One more full inhale here. Exhale fully. Planting the hands, inhale, shifts the weight forward. Exhale, come to that plank again. And then lift the hips, downward facing dog. So working that through a little vinyasa, using those muscles again. We'll go through 3 variations. Stick with whatever variation is best for you. Inhale, shifts the weight forward. Exhale, lower knees or toes all the way to the floor. Hands stay near the shoulders, ground the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, take an inhale. Exhale, press it back, knees. Lift the hips, downward dog. Press into those hands, take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shifts the weight forward. Exhale, lower knees or toes all the way to the floor. Slide the hands back, ground the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, press it back. Downward facing dog. Good. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, shifts that weight forward. Exhale, lower knees or toes, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Nice full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, shift the weight forward to plank. Exhale, pause. Draw in through the belly, press into those hands. Find some more engagement in the belly. Elbows and hands draw back toward your knees and feet. Hands draw toward one another. Tailbone lengthens. Good, one more full inhale. As you exhale, shift the weight slightly forward, chaturanga, so either knees straight, knees bent, elbows draw in, chest draws forward, maybe even one leg straight. Good, one more breath. And then roll the toes over, upward dog. Shoulders draw back. Press into the hands, press into the feet. Heart comes forward. One more full inhale. And exhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Nice full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, shifts the weight forward. Exhale, drop down to your knees for a moment. Sit back on your heels. So you have options. We're going to go all the way to the belly. I like to, for my back, I like to use a prop. So I'm going to use a blanket. You can use a pillow. I don't recommend a block. It's going to hurt a little bit. If you use the blanket like I'm going to, you're going to place it so that it's in between that space of your ribs and your hip bone. So it's going to be closer toward your hips than it will be toward your ribs because you want your chest to lift and my knees are going to ground on these next few poses on our belly. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and lay that down. Come on to that. So my hip bones are on it and then it rolls into my belly. Okay, so you want something softer because it is into your belly. We're going to do bow pose. So you're going to ground down through your shoulder, your hands to begin. Bend your knees. And then you're going to take your arms, reach back for your ankles. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, press those knees down. If you have nothing underneath your belly, you're lifting your knees and your shoulders back. Heart comes forward. Shoulder blades draw toward one another, and then draw the heels toward one another. One more full inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, slowly releasing down. Exhale, turn your head to one side. Take a moment. And then slowly pressing those hands back, knees, and then sit back onto those heels again. Resist the urge to go into child's pose right now. So just sitting on your heels, maybe even sitting with those toes tucked under. Getting a little stretch there. Breathing. Good, and then from here you're going to go into camel pose. So I like to have padding under my knees, so I just like to take out that blanket. And I'm going to place my knees so they're hip distance apart. My toes are going to be tucked. You have the option to put blocks back here in case you need blocks. We're going to go through this 3 times 3 different variations. If you're comfortable with your full camel pose, going into it each time. We'll do a little bit of a warm up first. So hands are going to stay on your hips. You're going to inhale, take that right arm up, lean it back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, left arm up, lean it back. Exhale, come forward. Good, and then take the right arm, inhale, reach it back, lean back overhead, and then exhale, come back. Left arm, inhale, leans it back. Exhale, brings it forward. Good, hands onto the low back, roll the shoulders back, inhale, open the chest. Exhale, lengthen the tailbone, maybe hands stay at hips, maybe they go to heels, maybe they go to block. Chest lifts, engage the core, so you're dropping the tailbone. Engage the quads and glutes, press down into those feet. Big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, slowly coming back up. And then exhale, sitting back on your heels. Take a moment there. Good. I'm going to do this 2 more times, progressing down. I'm going to use the blocks next. If you're comfortable, go all the way to your heels or even point your toes, you're more than welcome to. Inhale, shifts the weight forward. Exhale from here, grounding down into the toes. Roll the shoulder back, hands on your hips. You're going to take your right arm, you're going to inhale, reach it to the left. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Inhale, left arm's going to reach to the right. Exhale, back to the heel. Maybe the blocks, so the blocks are there as well. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, ground down through the heels. Shoulder blades draw back. Chin lifts. 1 more full inhale, maybe look back. Exhale. Taking that left arm, inhale, reach it up. Hand to hip. Exhale, right arm, reach it up. Hand to hip. And then slowly sit it back. Coming into that hero's pose again. Taking a moment. Breathing deep. Good. And then adding on 1 final time. So you can remove the blocks, you can go for your heels, you can go for your flat feet. Most importantly, drop that tailbone, open the chest, use those quadriceps and hamstrings. Use the glutes to keep your low back stable. Shifting it forward. And just kind of notice as you shift it forward, if you lean forward to come forward, see if you can go this time, grounding down through those toes, and then lift your hips straight forward, keeping those shoulders stacked. Do that 2 more times, ground through those toes. Lower down. See if you can keep your shoulders and hips in line. Inhale, lift. Yeah, using those quads. Exhale, down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Good. See if you can notice the difference between, oh yeah, I'm using momentum up, right, versus that controlled up and down. Just using more quads. Mindful movements. That's all we're doing. Getting our body used to moving mindfully. So, bring yourself up. Good. Toes are tucked or flat. Hands to your low back. Inhale, roll it back. Exhale here. And then inhale, take that right arm up and back. Exhale, inhale, left arm up and back. Pressing down, open the chest, lengthen the tailbone, lift the chin. Full breaths here. Tailbone lengthens, quads and hips engaged. Belly's opening, lift the chin. 1 more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left arm comes forward to hip. Exhale, right arm comes forward to hip. And then flatten the toes as you sit back. Taking a moment. Hands on your knees, closing your eyes. Full breaths there. And then removing any props that out of your way and allowing yourself to come forward. Plant the hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Doing a little bit of a flow, getting into our quadriceps here a little bit more. Exhale fully. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, heel to bump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw knee to nose and step it forward. Nice low lunge, let that back knee drop. Let the hips drop forward, shoulders roll back. And then inhale, takes those arms up. Exhale, hands behind the back, interlink the fingers. Press down into that front foot. Inhale, open the chest, lengthen it down. Exhale here. Inhale, takes those arms up. As you exhale, take that left hand to the blocker floor, open the chest, lean away, finding that twist, and then reaching that right arm back to the back of your mat, bending into the back knee, and then grabbing onto the foot. Pull the heel toward the bum, getting into that quadricep. Opening the chest. For those that are feeling a little bit more comfortable, maybe that left elbow comes to the floor, getting a little deeper stretch in that quadricep. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, releases that leg. Exhale, both hands down to the floor. Straighten the back leg. Step it back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Nice full inhale. And exhale. One more full inhale. And exhale. Left side. Inhale, left leg reaches. Exhale, heel to bum. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw knee to nose, stepping that foot forward. Letting the back knee drop. Roll the shoulders back, let those hips drop. And then inhale, press into the front foot, lifts the heart. Exhale, hands behind the back. Interlink the fingers. Inhale, open the chest, press into that front foot, lean it back. Exhale, one more full inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, takes those arms up. And as you exhale, right hand down to the block or floor. Take a big inhale, open the chest. Exhale, start to reach that left arm behind you. Bending the left knee, grabbing onto that the right foot, and then pressing the hips forward. Shoulders draw back, drawing that heel toward the bum, maybe even dropping down to that elbow on the right side. Keep opening the chest, dropping the hips, getting into that quadricep. One more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release the foot. Exhale, hands come back down. Step it back to plank. Take an inhale there. Exhale, lower. Inhale, shoulders draw back. And exhale, press it back. Nice full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, look toward your mat. Exhale, hop, step, or walk to the middle. And then slowly lower those hips. Slowly lowering down, all the way down onto the floor. Coming all the way onto your back. One bridge pose left, one wheel pose left before Shavasana. So ground down into those heels, lengthen your hands toward your heels, press down, think camel pose here, and then inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, wind those shoulders underneath you, grab the backs of your heels or interlink those fingers, press those hands down. Tailbone lengthens to knees. Heels draw back toward your shoulders as your shins press to the front, so finding that balance. Lifting up through the chest and hips. Chin slightly lifts, so pressing the back of the head to the floor. One more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, unwinds those shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower the hips. Let the knees knock in, feet are apart distance of your mat. Take your hands to your chest. Notice your breath here. Coming into wheel. Full wheel, if that's acceptable for your body, or another half or bridge pose. You can even use your blocks underneath your feet. I like the blocks underneath my feet. It gives me a better lift for my hips, given my proportions. So use what's your props that are best to your body. Ground down into those heels. Hands come back by the ears, either fingers facing out, thumbs to your shoulders, or fingers facing back toward your shoulders. Press down into your feet. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, come onto the top of your head. Draw those shoulders back into their sockets. Squeeze the elbows, and then start to straighten the arms. Press into the hands. Press into the heels, knees drop forward as your tailbone lengthens to the knees. Heart comes forward. Pressing down, shoulder blades onto the back. One more full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly lowering the head, the shoulders, and then exhale, lowering the hips. Removing the blocks or any props that you have. Knees knock in, hands on the chest, hands on the belly. Breathing that in. And coming into a twist. Your favorite form of a twist or sticking with me. Bring those knees back to center. Shift your hips over to the right. Take your right leg, cross it all the way over your left. Maybe come to eagle legs, tucking that right leg in behind the left calf. And then drop both knees over to the left. Breathing here. Full breaths. Draw in through that lower belly, protecting the low back. Finding some length in the side waist. Gaze can be up or over that right shoulder, whatever's best for you right now. Exhale fully. Inhale, draws those knees up. Exhale, unwind the legs. Bring the hips back to center. And then shift them over to the left. Left leg's going to cross over the right. Finding the bind with your left foot. And then drop those legs over to the right. Press down into the shoulders. Lifting the chin slightly as you draw that lower belly in. Full breaths here. One more full inhale. And exhale. Inhale, draws those knees back up. Exhale, unwind. Drawing those hips back to center. And then take both legs, just lengthen them up to the ceiling. Lengthen the tailbone toward the end of your mat. Spread through the toes. And then drop both knees into the chest. Squeezing them in. And then coming into happy baby. Knees wide. Flex the feet to the ceiling. Draw those knees down wide. And hold here. Lengthen the tailbone down to the end of your mat. Draw in through the belly as you press feet into hands, hands into feet. One more breath here, being still. And then rocking any little bit. Touching those knees down, making the legs wider. And then giving those legs a little shake. Release the feet to the ground. Extend those legs out nice and long. Let your feet drop out to the side as your palms come by your side. Turning those palms up. Tucking those shoulder blades under to lift the chest. Use any props you need to rest comfortably. And then wherever you are in that breathing cycle, exhale fully. Bringing that intention that you set for your practice back to mind. Take a full inhale into the belly, into the ribs, all the way up into the collarbones. Hold the breath, let that intention settle into your body. And then open the lips and sigh it out. Letting go of anything that's not serving you. Allow your breathing to come back to normal. Releasing that Ujjayi breath. Releasing any tension in the body. Letting yourself rest here for a few moments. Allowing the body and mind to absorb the energy you've created today. Taking rest. Shavasana. allowing your next breath to come in a little deeper. On your next breath, bring some movement into the fingers and toes. On your next breath, reach your arms back behind your head, slide your feet together, give yourself a long stretch. And then slowly bend the knees, making the feet as wide as your mat here. And then taking your knees, dropping them over to the right, and then over to the left. Just little windshield wiper legs, repeating this as much as you'd like. And then drawing the knees into the chest, hugging them in one final time. And then rolling over onto your favorite side, use your arm as a pillow. Pause here for a moment. And then as you're ready, mindfully press yourself up. Come all the way back up to a comfortable seat. As you found that seat, close your eyes. Let your hands come to your heart center. Allowing yourself to be in the room, on your mat, and in your body. Connecting one final time with that intention. Allowing the strength, the energy, and the breath of this practice to help you with your intention once you step off your mat today. We'll seal that in as we close this practice with one Om. Take a full inhale. Bowing your head slightly. Taking a moment, think of one thing in your life that you truly are grateful for. And holding on to that image in your mind's eye as you raise your head with a smile. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for opening your heart and taking some time for yourself. Drink lots of water, eat your veggies, and wear some sunblock. We'll see you next time. Namaste.